Executive Chairman of Yellow Brick Road, Mark Bouris. Good morning to you,
Mark.
Mark.
Good morning, guys.
Interest rates were kept on hold earlier this month, a little over 3 months left of the year. What's happening? How are we looking?
Well, Kyle, interest rates have been on hold for a really long time, so we are looking towards a rate reduction. We are definitely at the peak of our rate period. So, if anything, it is more likely than not that the rates will either stay on hold or start to reduce. We tend to look at what happens in the US. And Jerome Powell, the equivalent of our Reserve Bank governor in the United States, has already said to the market that he will definitely be reducing rates. He just hasn't said when.
OK. A lot of people watching who might have enough money for a deposit, for instance, but are really worried about these mortgage rates, right, the mortgage repayments. What's your advice? Are there different things to do with your money than sit on it and wait for the right property opportunity to come up?
I'm not here to give property advice, but if rates are on their way down, and if you can afford right now to borrow the money and you have the deposit, then my suggestion is that, well, what I would be doing is I would be actually buying a property now. Because for every 50 basis point decrease in the interest rate,
which is 0.5%.
Yeah, 0.5%. Lenders like me, we can lend 5% more. So if rates come off by 100 basis points, 1%, then I will lend every borrower in the country 10% more. All that usually means is the price of the market restructures and the prices go up by 10% because it becomes more affordable. Right. And people can afford. People are only interested not in how much they borrow. People are interested in what does it cost me per month. Yes. That's all they care about.
Yes.
They look at this house, say, I've got a deposit, it's going to cost me $2,500 a month, I can afford it. They don't care whether they borrow $1 million or $1.1 million because they know they're going to pay it off over 30 years.
$4,000 a month.
So,
$5,000 a month.
Your answer to your question is, I would be borrowing now because there's probably a greater chance of property prices going up. Of not going up.
Yeah. We did notice your holiday.
My view.
OK. We're going to talk about credit card fees for a sec, and sometimes we have no choice but to pay by card, and we get those nasty little fees, right?
Every time.
Every time, but things could be about to change.
Yeah, well, there is discussion, and the UK has now changed this. So there is discussion. I don't know if it's about to change. There is discussion about a review on this as to the many billions of dollars that the banks charge us on every single transaction through the merchant. So it's more at the merchant level. So they're charging the merchant then charges us. So $5 coffee is like $5.08. That's what's going to cost you. And the question comes down to, is that fair? Because it's actually my money.
Yes.
That I'm spending. So why are you charging me to spend my money? I could pay cash, but the problem is you can't get cash anymore. If you can find an ATM or a bank that's open to give you cash or a bank that's open that is prepared to give you cash.
Well, then the business says we don't accept cash.
Or you say, I want to draw cash, and they say to you, what do you want the money for? And you go, oh, my God, like, am I going to get reported to somebody? So that's the fairness of the issue, and that's what they're going to review.
Yeah, OK, and that's on the cards. They're looking at it.
Well, the UK's done it, and Australia now is looking at reviewing
Looking at it, good. Talk about your work with tradies, because you've begun a little program to assist them getting loans, because they're sole traders, a lot of them, right?
Yeah, and you're right. And Kylie, what happens with tradespeople, and by the way, it's anyone like a painter or whatever, gyprocker, tradies have difficulty borrowing money because, generally speaking, they're not earning a wage, getting tax taken out. Generally speaking, they can't. Sometimes they haven't put a tax return in, etc., haven't done their books. So we launched a thing called tradieloans.com.au. The objective here is for tradies to come to us and we're going to fit them out with a loan to buy a new truck or to get an excavator or whatever the hell they're trying to get the money for, and for home loans for that matter too. Because tradies, in my view, should not be discriminated against by anyone. We need tradies, and we need to attract more kids to becoming tradies, to do apprenticeships. And one thing is we can't be doing is telling their parents that we're not going to lend them money in the future when they start becoming a tradie.
Yeah, some of the hardest workers around.
Yeah.
Mate, as we say